The Young and the Restless spoilers. Kyle and Noah's rivalry erupts for this stunning reason. The Young and the Restless YNR. Spoilers hint that Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, and Noah Newman's Lucas Adams rivalry may erupt for a stunning reason. The Abbott-Newman feud is probably about to worsen through the next generation. So let's talk about what's in store. For starters, the news that Noah cheated on poor Aline Gwynn, Kelsey Wong, may not go over well with the Abbotts. Allie is a sweet girl who didn't deserve that, but Kyle has made mistakes of his own in the romance department and has no room to talk. Although Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, may hold Noah's betrayal of Allie against him, it may not be that big of a deal to Kyle in the end. It's not like Kyle really even knows Allie, so he'll be focused on other things, like trying to win Claire Newman's, Haley Aaron, trust back. Kyle realizes he has a chance to do that through his current partnership with Claire, which involves an alliance to take Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver, down. However, that goal may also be what leads to Kyle and Noah's rivalry breaking out in the coming weeks. YNR fans know Noah is a rescue ranger like his father, Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, so he's drawn to damsels in distress. It may not take much to distract Noah from his relationship with Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun, once he realizes Audra's in trouble. Now that Audra and Noah have crossed paths again in Genoa City, many fans are seeing some chemistry between Audra and this version of her former flame. Lucas Adams and Zuleika Silver have the potential to sizzle nicely in an on-screen pairing. As part of a plan to get them there, Noah may become protective of Audra again. There's been a lot of focus on Noah officially meeting Claire and establishing a connection, so that's going to be important too. The harder Claire and Kyle fight to destroy Audra, the more Noah may fight to shield her from that downfall. Kyle and Noah may have an opportunity to carry on Jack and Victor Newman's, Eric Braeden, animosity as a result. If Claire successfully manages to pry the rest of Audra and Holden Novak's, Nathan Owens' LA Horror Story out of Sienna, that may lead to even more trouble. Noah might turn against Sienna and feel the need to step up as Audra's hero. Whatever the case, Noah and Audra's own history is going to be an important factor moving forward. There's a good chance Noah will find that he isn't completely over his ex. Kyle's involvement in Audra's comeuppance plot may lead to another round of the Newman-Abbott feud. So stay tuned for updates on any alarming bells ahead. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Noah and Audra may not be done with each other just yet. Shocking news alert. Kyle and Noah's rivalry explodes for this stunning reason on The Young and the Restless. Genoa City is bracing for impact as one of the most volatile feuds in modern The Young and the Restless history is about to hit critical mass. The simmering tension between Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, and Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, has finally boiled over, but the stunning reason for this explosive rivalry is far more complex and dangerous than a simple squabble over business or a petty, decades-old family feud. This isn't just about Abbott versus Newman anymore. It's a battle for a woman's heart, a fight for corporate dominance, and a terrifying entanglement with a dangerous criminal who has targeted both their families. This deeply personal and incredibly high-stakes clash is set to dominate the screens, leaving fans breathless and wondering, is there any coming back from this? The volatile catalyst, a woman's heart and a shared past. The core reason for the eruption. The stunning reason teased in the headlines is the sudden, volatile return of Noah's ex, Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver, and her complex, manipulative history with both men. For months, Kyle has been obsessed with his ex-wife Summer Newman, Allison Lanier, and his new relationship with her cousin, Claire Newman, Haley Aaron. Yet, his interactions with Audra have been consistently fraught with a mix of suspicion and a strangely intense, unspoken energy. Noah, meanwhile, has just returned to Genoa City after a near-fatal accident in Los Angeles, only to run straight into the woman he once wronged, setting the stage for a dramatic, deeply awkward reunion. The true source of the rivalry isn't who gets Audra now, but rather who knows the deepest, darkest truth about her past, and who has the most to lose if that truth comes out. Kyle's obsession with exposure, Spoilers indicate Kyle has become fixated on exposing Audra's history, driven by a desire to protect the Newman family, specifically Claire and his cousin Summer, from what he sees as Audra's manipulation. His recent partnership with Claire to take down Audra proves he is willing to go to extreme lengths, even striking a deal with Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun, to dig for dirt on Audra and her associate Holden Novak, Nathan Owens. Noah's unfinished business. Noah's return brings his own unresolved issues with Audra to the surface. Their history is complicated, and their recent encounters are electric, suggesting old flames are far from extinguished. He is trying to keep his life peaceful, especially after his traumatic accident and his new connection with Sienna. However, Audra's reappearance, especially her unexpected deal with Holden, makes that impossible. The shared secret. The most stunning element is the deep-seated secrets connecting Audra to the menacing figure of Matt Clark, aka Mitch Bacall, Roger Howarth, the very man responsible for the chaos and danger that has followed Noah and Sienna from Los Angeles. Kyle's investigation into Audra directly connects him to the very people Noah and his family are fleeing. Kyle and Noah are about to collide not over a simple love triangle, but over who has the moral high ground in dealing with Audra, a woman whose true motives are entangled in the ongoing danger of the Matt Clark saga. Kyle sees her as a villain to be exposed, while Noah's feelings are far more ambiguous, making him a potential shield for her and a direct target for Kyle's judgmental wrath. Corporate crossfire. The Newman-Abbott war escalates. Beyond the personal drama, the rivalry is being supercharged by the latest escalation in the never-ending Newman versus Abbott war. Victor Newman, Eric Braden, is launching a massive attack on Jabot using stolen AI technology, and Kyle is right in the middle of his father Jack Abbott's, Peter Bergman, frantic efforts to defend the company. Kyle's corporate mandate. As an Abbott, Kyle is fiercely loyal to Jabot. His focus is on protecting the family legacy, which puts him in direct opposition to anything that distracts Jack or threatens the Newman family, which is now his new, complicated in-law group. His deal with Sienna and his investigation into Audra/Holden aren't just personal. They're a desperate attempt to find leverage that could impact the Newman-Abbott balance of power. Noah's Newman loyalty. Noah, the prodigal son, has returned, and his presence solidifies the Newman family circle. While he is recovering, his existence is a major emotional priority for Nick, Joshua Morrow, and Sharon Case. Any action by Kyle that causes his family pain or complicates their security will be met with immediate and powerful Newman retaliation. Victor has already proven he will stop at nothing to protect his children, and Noah is no exception. The Audra connection to business. Audra, always the opportunist, is making deals with Holden Novak while attempting to connect with the Newmans and maybe rekindle things with Noah. If Kyle uncovers evidence of her corporate espionage or a link to the larger Matt Clark conspiracy that also involves Victor's business operations, the line between personal revenge and corporate warfare will vanish entirely. The resulting crossfire will catch both Noah and Kyle in its destructive path. The rivalry is no longer just two young men vying for attention. It's the next generation of the Abbott-Newman feud being ignited by a common enemy and a divisive woman. The thrilling danger, Matt Clark's shadow. The most shocking and compelling reason for the rivalry's explosion is the common threat that looms over both men. The maniacal, vengeful presence of Matt Clark, aka Mitch Bacall. Noah's car crash and subsequent return to Genoa City is a direct result of his entanglement with Matt Clark in Los Angeles. Noah, the immediate target. Noah is still reeling from the events in LA, and the threat of Matt Clark is far from over. His safe return with Sienna does not mean the danger has passed. In fact, spoilers suggest Matt is already planning his outrageous, shocking plot for revenge against the Newmans. Noah's primary focus must be his own safety and the security of Sienna. Kyle, the unexpected investigator. Kyle, in his zeal to expose Audra and Holden, has inadvertently stepped into the Matt Clark quagmire. His deal with Sienna, who is Matt's wife, To get dirt on Audra directly links him to the central victim of Matt's machinations. Kyle is digging for corporate dirt, but what he's unearthing is criminal conspiracy and extreme personal danger. The collision point, the stunning eruption, will occur when Kyle's aggressive investigation, perhaps a reckless move to expose Audra at a public event like the upcoming Abbott Communications launch party, puts Noah and Sienna in direct jeopardy from Matt Clark's counterattack. Imagine the scene. Kyle, convinced he's protecting his family, confronts Noah and Audra with evidence he's dug up through Sienna. At that very moment, Matt Clark, who is still lurking in the shadows, strikes, seeing the confrontation as his perfect opportunity to take back Sienna, harm Noah, and send a clear message to the Newmans. Kyle's well-intentioned but aggressive interference will be seen by Noah as an unforgivable act that endangered his life and the life of the woman he is protecting. The aftermath, betrayal, and unforgivable lines. The eventual clash between Kyle and Noah will be one for the history books, and the fallout will be catastrophic, impacting multiple Genoa City families. When the dust settles, Noah will see Kyle not as a rival, but as an enemy who recklessly put him and his family in harm's way. Kyle will have to grapple with the realization that his obsession to win a fight, whether for Claire, Summer, or Jabot, caused a criminal's plot to succeed, even momentarily. The Sharon/Nick factor. Nick and Sharon, already on edge about their son, will be furious with Kyle for involving himself in the dangerous Matt Clark storyline. Their protection of Noah will be absolute, turning their support away from Kyle and firmly against the Abbott heir. The Claire/Kyle tension. Kyle's obsession with Audra and his aggressive methods, even if they were to protect Claire, could push her away. She has her own complicated history and may not appreciate Kyle's high-handed, self-appointed role as her protector. Audra's masterstroke. In the ensuing chaos, Audra may use the rivalry to her advantage, playing Noah's sympathy against Kyle's aggression and positioning herself closer to the Newman circle. Or even Victor, if she can prove she holds the key to information about the Matt Clark danger. The Young and the Restless is setting the stage for a dramatic, deeply emotional conflict between two of its leading young men. The rivalry between Kyle and Noah isn't just a rerun of an old storyline. It's a terrifying new chapter driven by a stunning, interconnected web of romance, corporate espionage, and criminal violence. Genoa City will never be the same. What happens next? The stage is set for an explosive showdown at the Abbott Communications launch party, where all these plot threads are expected to converge. Will Kyle finally uncover the full truth about Audra and Holden's connection to Matt Clark? Will Noah's reunion with Audra pull him out of the safety of his family and into an old, destructive pattern? And when Matt Clark finally makes his move, whose side will Audra truly be on? Young and the Restless next 2 weeks, Matt's multiple victims, Phyllis and Billy's deal, Christmas in GC. The Young and the Restless YNR spoilers for the next 2 weeks, December 15th to December 26th, reveal that Matt Clark, aka Mitch Bacall, Roger Howarth, will target multiple victims, while Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, and Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, reach a deal. Christmas will also arrive in Genoa City, so here's what YNR fans can look forward to. During the week of December 15th to 19th, Victor Newman, Eric Braden, will put Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, to work on a new vengeful angle against Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman. While the Abbott Communications launch party's going on, Adam will use Newman Media to turn Jabot's shutdown into a scandalous story. There'll be posts that make Jack look incompetent and raise questions about whether Jabot still has a future. Victor's celebration will follow along with Nikki Newman's Melody Thomas Scott, anger when she realizes how he targeted Jack. In the aftermath, Jack will push the right buttons and worsen the friction between Nikki and Victor. Over with Chelsea Lawson, Melissa Claire Egan, she'll blast Adam for going along with Victor's demands. Jack will also do some plotting and come up with some countermoves. But Diane Jenkins Abbott, Susan Walters, will turn to Michael Baldwin, Christian LeBlanc, thinking he might be able to help handle Victor instead. Since Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, will ultimately decide kissing Phyllis was a mistake, she'll seethe as she watches him woo Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, at the launch bash. Kyle will attend that shindig before he eventually turns his attention back to Claire Newman, Haley Aaron, and their plan to take Audra down. Y&R spoilers say Kyle will have a message to pass along to Summer Newman, last played by Alison Lanier. So we'll see if this is about Victor's attacks or perhaps the Matt situation, since it could affect Harrison, Abbott, Redding, Munsell. 2. Back with Phyllis, she'll enter negotiations with Billy. Phyllis and Billy work out an agreement that could be mutually beneficial, but can either one of them be trusted to keep their end of the bargain? It's possible Billy will want Phyllis to steal back the AI program or dupe Victor in some way, but he'll have to make it worth her while. Across town, Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, will stand against Matt, but their conflict is about to get worse and spill over to plenty more Newmans. Matt will send Detective Annie Stewart, Catherine Kresge, to handle Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun, as well, but Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, will do everything in his power to protect her. Nevertheless, Matt will have multiple victims in mind as he carries out his plans for leverage and vengeance in Genoa City. The week of December 22nd to 26th could bring one last lull in the action before things really heat up. Some holiday celebrations are on the way, so Victor and Nikki will come together to count their blessings and discuss what really matters this Christmas. As for Matt, he could fall into another Newman trap if he's not careful. Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, will be on edge once she inevitably learns Matt's return to town, but she won't stand by and let him get away with more destruction. Sienna and Noah could fall even more in love in the midst of all this, but is their romance doomed to end in tragedy? Regardless, Noah may become protective of Audra too as Claire and Kyle's scheme against her takes shape. The Young and the Restless spoilers say the next 2 weeks will bring some shocking news and intense showdowns, so we'll bring you updates on all the excitement. Today's shocking news: The Young and the Restless. Next 2 weeks of chaos and Christmas, December 15th to December 26th. Get ready, Genoa City fans. The holiday season is descending upon the town, but instead of peace and goodwill, the next 2 weeks on The Young and the Restless are set to deliver a shocking, high-stakes collision of personal vendettas, corporate warfare, and the terrifying resurgence of a legendary villain. The quiet snowfall will be pierced by the screams of Matt Clark's multiple victims, the uncomfortable whispers of Phyllis and Billy's deal, and the tense anticipation for Christmas in GC. We've got the explosive details right here for the weeks of December 15th through December 26th, a period where old wounds are ripped open and no one, not even the mighty Newmans or Abbotts, is safe from the fallout. Matt Clark's multiple victims. The ghost of the past returns with a vengeance. The most chilling storyline dominating Genoa City is the return of Matt Clark, Roger Howarth, the psychopath who previously tormented Nick and Sharon for decades, starting with the heinous rape of a teenage Sharon. Matt, operating under the alias Mitch Bacall, is no longer just a ghost from Nick and Sharon's past. He is a very real, very present danger. The Newman children in the crosshairs. Matt's initial plan was to get revenge on Nick and Sharon by preying on their vulnerability. He targeted their son, Noah Newman Lucas Adams, whose near-fatal car crash in Los Angeles was no accident. The current crisis has intensified because Noah has brought Matt's unwitting wife, Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun, back to Genoa City. The drama is set to escalate violently as the current week concludes. Nick and Matt's dangerous rivalry. The rivalry between Nick, Joshua Morrow, and his high school nemesis will reach a breaking point. Spoilers reveal their conflict takes a dangerous turn, as Nick's protective instincts for Sharon and Noah kick into overdrive. Matt, who has shown he's willing to kidnap and even kill to achieve his twisted goals, will escalate his game, possibly by targeting Nick directly. The unwitting target. Sienna is in a state of turmoil, stuck between the man she knows as her husband, Mitch, and the man Nick claims is the evil Matt Clark. Sharon Case, will continue to interrogate Sienna, trying to separate the truth from Matt's manipulation. Sienna's close bond with Noah, who is determined to protect her, only makes her a bigger target for her vengeful spouse. A ticking time bomb for Mariah? The speculation is rampant. Is Noah the only one Matt is targeting? With Mariah Copeland, Cameron Grimes, having faced her own recent crisis, a mysterious man, and a traumatic setup, could the ultimate revenge for Matt be destroying Nick and Sharon through both of their children? The next 2 weeks will see Sharon and Nick realizing the sheer scale of the danger, understanding that Matt's plan involves multiple victims and a wider net of destruction than they initially imagined. Sharon, enraged over Matt's threat to her son, is reportedly more empowered than afraid, setting the stage for a dramatic, potentially fatal confrontation. Phyllis and Billy's deal, a truce in the corporate war. The corporate battlefield between Newman and Abbott has been scorched earth, largely thanks to Victor Newman's, Eric Braeden, latest, relentless attack using Kane Ashby's stolen AI to cripple Jabot. Caught in the messy middle are Billy, Sally, and the perpetually scheming Phyllis. The shaky alliance, Skyle versus Audra. The Abbotts are reeling from Victor's cyber attack and the scandalous posts orchestrated by Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, through Newman Media. But a new, unexpected deal will emerge, fueled by self-preservation and a shared enemy. Billy strikes an agreement with Phyllis. In a truly shocking development, Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, and Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, will strike a deal this week. Given their volatile past, which includes an intense romance, betrayals, and corporate espionage, this alliance is a desperate measure. It's likely Billy needs Phyllis's knowledge or leverage, perhaps concerning the stolen AI she helped Victor acquire or her deep understanding of Victor's weaknesses. This deal immediately puts Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, on edge, as she and Phyllis are old rivals, and Phyllis has a history of ruining Billy's relationships. Kane's vengeance on Phyllis. Speaking of leverage, Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, is utterly destroyed by Phyllis's refusal to admit she stole his AI software for Victor. His heartbreak has hardened into a mission. He has declared all-out war on Phyllis, vowing to destroy her chance of ever working in Genoa City again and ensuring she never gets her hands on Jabot. His promise threatens to blow up Phyllis's unstable alliance with Victor and any deal she makes with Billy. Christmas in GC, the calm before the storm. The second week in the 2-week block moves closer to the Christmas holiday, but the peace of Genoa City will remain incredibly fragile. While the town prepares to celebrate, the Newman and Abbott feuds rage, and the Matt Clark danger looms large. Newman versus Abbott, the unending battle. Victor's attack on Jabot, making Jack look incompetent and casting doubt on the company's future, has caused immense damage. But the Abbotts are not going down without a fight. Nikki's wrath, Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, is furious with Victor for going through with the vengeful attack on Jack, Peter Bergman, especially since Victor lied to her about his intentions. Jack will seize on this friction, interfering in the Nick-Tor marriage to worsen the rift. Jack's counterattack. Jack is in full counterplotting mode. He's holding Adam and Chelsea, Melissa Claire Egan, accountable for their roles in Victor's scheme, and has Diane Jenkins Abbott, Susan Walters, turning to Michael Baldwin, Christian LeBlanc, for legal help against Victor. The stage is set for a massive corporate legal and public relations battle that will define the holiday season. Kyle and Claire's alliance. Amidst the business chaos, Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, and Claire Newman, Haley Aaron, form an alliance. Their target? Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver. As Audra continues to make deals and climb the corporate ladder, these two schemers are determined to take her down. Kyle's focus on Audra means his message to Summer Newman, last played by Allison Lanier, could be about the corporate war or perhaps a warning about Matt Clark's danger to her son, Harrison, who is a grandchild of both Nick and Jack. The Christmas effect. While the spoilers for the week of December 22nd to December 26th will focus on the traditional Christmas episodes, expect the drama to continue simmering just beneath the festive surface. Soap operas rarely let a holiday pass without a shocking reveal or a terrifying event. The Matt Clark storyline is so explosive that it could easily culminate in a dramatic, life-or-death scenario right before or on Christmas Day, leaving a character's life hanging in the balance, as the town is supposed to be celebrating. Victor and Nikki's relationship, already strained by his actions, could see a final breakdown that shatters the Newman family's holiday gathering. The uneasy deals struck between Billy, Phyllis, and their respective partners are ripe for holiday exposure, leading to devastating personal confrontations that will spill over into the new year. The bottom line, a volatile holiday season. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Kyle's urgent message to Summer reaches out to X in Italy. The Young and the Restless YNR spoilers reveal that Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, will have an urgent message for Summer Newman, last played by Allison Lanier. Kyle will reach out to his ex in Italy, so let's talk about the reason why and all the alarm bells that could go off. Things have been chaotic for the Abbotts lately due to all the prep work they've been doing against Victor Newman, Eric Braeden. Jabot has gone offline to thwart an AI program attack, but that doesn't mean Victor's been outsmarted. Once the week of December 15th to 19th gets underway, Victor will get Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, to turn the Jabot shutdown into a media spectacle. It'll seem like Jabot's turned into a giant failure based on all the negative press coverage. Since Marchetti falls under the Jabot umbrella, Kyle may want to touch base with Summer about all the latest details. It's possible Jabot-related business will be the reason for Kyle's message to Summer on December 18th. However, there are other reasons why Kyle might need to pass along updates. Kyle is teaming up with Claire Newman, Haley Aaron, on an Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver takedown plot, so it's possible there'll be room for a third ally if Summer wants in on this somehow. Then again, Kyle's message could be regarding a truly serious matter if this is about Matt Clark aka Mitch Bacall and the threat he poses. Since Summer is Harrison Abbott's, Redding Munsell, adoptive mom, that makes Harrison one of Victor's great-grandkids and could leave him vulnerable. Matt needs leverage and will be going after the whole Newman family, so Harrison could be at risk too. It's possible Kyle and Summer will consider a return trip to Italy for Harrison, who might be safer far away from Matt's sinister activities. YNR fans know Matt is unhinged and capable of anything, so that's important to keep in mind. Whatever the case, the Young and the Restless spoilers say Kyle will have some news to discuss with Summer, so stay tuned to find out more about the message he'll deliver. Today's shocking news. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Kyle's urgent plea to Summer in Italy. Is Harrison's life at risk? The walls of the Abbott family manor are crumbling, and for Kyle Abbott, there is only one person he can trust to share the burden: his ex-wife, Summer Newman. According to the latest explosive spoilers for the week of December 15th to 19th, Kyle will send an urgent, high-stakes message to Summer in Italy, setting off a chain reaction that could pull her back to Genoa City and put their entire family in the crosshairs of a terrifying new villain. This isn't a plea for reconciliation. It's a desperate SOS that will force the former Skyle power couple to confront an enemy far more dangerous than any corporate takeover. The catalyst: Victor's corporate coup and the Jabot implosion. Kyle's desperation stems directly from the chaos currently engulfing the Abbott empire. Victor Newman, the Black Knight, is once again at war with Jack Abbott, and this time the casualty list is mounting. Victor, having already orchestrated a strategic shutdown of Jabot using an AI attack, will move in for the kill. He orders Adam Newman to use Newman Media to turn the shutdown into a public spectacle and a massive media failure, effectively questioning Jack's competence and the future of the entire Jabot brand. Marchetti is collateral damage. As the fashion house Marchetti operates under the Jabot umbrella, Summer, currently managing the company's Italian division, is directly affected. Kyle may initially reach out to her on Thursday, December 18th, to discuss the business fallout and damage control. This initial message, however, is merely the prelude to the true danger. The real threat: the return of Matt Clark, aka Mitch Bacall. While corporate espionage is the family business in Genoa City, a far more menacing threat has arrived. The unhinged and dangerous Matt Clark, Roger Howarth, who is using the alias Mitch Bacall. Matt has a vendetta against the entire Newman family, and as his rivalry with Nick Newman escalates to a dangerous turn, Every Newman descendant is at risk. This is where Summer and her son, Harrison, come into play. Harrison's vulnerability. Summer is the adoptive mother of Harrison Abbott. Though Harrison is technically a Locke, he is also Victor's great-grandson through his biological mother, the late Tara Locke and the Newman bloodline. Matt Clark is looking for leverage. And what better leverage against the Newman dynasty than a sweet, innocent child? The SOS to Italy. Kyle realizes that Harrison is an immediate and exposed target. His urgent message to Summer will shift from discussing Jabot to discussing Harrison's safety. The horrific possibility looms that Summer and Kyle might consider taking Harrison out of harm's way entirely. Spoiler shocker, Kyle and Summer may discuss a desperate and rapid return trip to Milan, Italy, to ensure Harrison is far away from Matt Clark's sinister plans. The city that once offered a safe haven for their family life may once again be their only option for survival. The love triangle. Claire's unstable alliance with Kyle. Adding a treacherous layer to Kyle's predicament is his new romantic alliance with Claire Newman, Haley Aaron. The spoilers reveal that Kyle and Claire are officially teaming up in an intense plot to take down Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver. This alliance is already shaky, as fans know Claire is still navigating her own complicated path to redemption after her time with Jordan. The Skyle reunion tension. When Kyle contacts Summer, it automatically throws a wrench into his developing relationship with Claire. Jack Abbott has already expressed concerns about Summer's barely concealed jealousy and attempts to drive a wedge between Claire. If Kyle is now seeking Summer's counsel, or worse, her assistance in a safety plan for Harrison, Claire will undoubtedly feel threatened and betrayed. A third ally? Spoilers suggest Kyle might even consider asking Summer to join their plot against Audra, given Summer's business acumen and history with Audra, who once held a high-level position at Marchetti. However, putting Summer and Claire in the same room, united by a common enemy, Audra, but divided by a common love, Kyle, is a recipe for an explosive confrontation. The grand scheme. Is Summer a secret weapon? A critical spoiler for the week hints at an unexpected angle to Kyle's message. The possibility that Summer, as Victor's granddaughter, could be a powerful, secret tool to use against Jabot. A cynical trap? While Victor's immediate goal is to cripple Jabot, Kyle is an Abbott first and foremost. This suggests that Victor may have planned for Summer to be the ultimate weapon against Jack. Or perhaps it's Kyle himself who realizes he could leverage his ex-wife's Newman connection and corporate standing via Marchetti to create a counterattack against Victor. A test of loyalty. If Kyle is asking Summer to use her Newman ties to help the Abbotts, it is the ultimate test of her loyalty. Her mother, Phyllis, is currently making deals with Billy Abbott, another Abbott ally. The entire family is drawing lines in the sand, and Kyle's message forces Summer to choose a side in the most venomous Newman versus Abbott war in recent memory. The future. A dangerous return to Genoa City? Summer is currently thriving in Milan, with hints of a new, hot Italian boyfriend potentially keeping her happily distracted. Kyle's message will force her to put her new life on hold and decide. Risk it all for Harrison. Is the threat from Matt Clark so severe that she must bring her son back to Genoa City, where the family is under siege, or stay in Italy and become a permanent exile? Corporate warfare. Will she use her Newman influence to help Kyle and the Abbotts fend off her powerful grandfather, Victor? The Skyle fire. Could this high-stress, life-or-death situation reignite the flame between Kyle and Summer, creating a love triangle where the stakes are life, death, and custody? The history of Skyle suggests that when the drama is at its peak, their connection is unbreakable. One thing is certain. Kyle Abbott's urgent call to his ex-wife in Italy is the opening salvo in a storyline that will drag Summer back into the messy world of Genoa City drama, whether she returns in person or simply becomes a key player from afar.